Fukuoka is consistently ranked one of the most livable cities in Japan because it balances urban convenience with the lower cost of living than, say, Tokyo or even Osaka for that matter. To thrive here, you need to understand two things: how much your life will cost and how to build and maintain the financial structure to pay for it. I have lived here in Fukuoka, Japan since September 2023, and today I'm breaking down my personal monthly budget and the steps I took to secure a bank account. My name's Dan, welcome back to the channel, and this is what I like to call the Fukuoka Connection. So let's talk about budget and the lifestyle reality. Maintaining a life in Fukuoka requires balance between your fixed costs and your daily lifestyle choices. So here's a brief breakdown of what I pay to live, work, and play here in Fukuoka in 2026. So let's start off with my monthly fixed costs. The biggest one being rent. If you watched my previous apartment video, I walked you through how to acquire an apartment, specifically a UR apartment. That gives you the expectational process of how to actually get the apartment. But of course, not every apartment is the same. Depending on what area of town you live, the size, and even how old the building is might dictate your rental costs. For me, I live in the Hakataku area in a 29 square meter studio apartment. I've also posted videos about that as well. To give you a heads up, I'm going to list everything in Japanese yen so that you can convert into your own currency. And my rent costs 69,300 yen per month. So that amount just covers my rental cost. It doesn't cover anything else like utilities, transportation, food, which brings me into my second fixed cost: utilities. So I pay my water, my electricity, my hydro, gas separately. For electricity, I have an air conditioner, I have lights, I have a kitchen, and I have a water heater, which is individual per apartment. So each time I use those, I'm billed for them. Depending on the season of winter and summer, I may use the air conditioning more or less, or heater more or less. For the first 2 years that I lived here, I tracked everything just to get an average. Tracked my rent, my bills, some ad hoc costs, but mostly tracked my fixed costs. Now, some bills aren't charged every month. Maybe they're charged every 2 months. And my electricity bill, on average, was about 3,700 yen monthly. I prefer to do my own cooking at home, so depending on my work schedule, my days off, or what I was up to, I was cooking more or less, mostly at home. It is a gas stove, and my average bill was about 5,500 yen. For water, showering, washing dishes, filling the bath, the average bill for that was about 4,800 yen. Let's talk about connectivity. So I have a mobile phone, which has a data plan, of course, and in my opinion, it's a pretty low-cost plan, and I've had it ever since I arrived in Japan. I just wanted to have the cheapest provider, most basic plan, and I'm still using that exact one today. And that one runs me about 2,800 yen per month. Then I have my Wi-Fi package. It's the same company and plan I've used since I moved in here, and minus the setup costs, that plan runs me about 3,700 yen per month. Alright, let's talk about daily living and lifestyle. So, food. I like to eat. But thankfully I'm not very picky in the sense of it has to be new and different all the time. I'm kind of a creature of habit, so I don't mind eating the same thing again and again and again. I am picky when it comes to healthy choices. I know what's good for my body and what I should be eating. And if you watched one of my videos before, I talked about moving from a pescatarian diet into a more carnivore diet. So as of the last year and a bit, I've been eating at least 60% meat in every meal. So I buy things like steak, eggs, shrimp, fish, chicken, even pork and other animal products. I even love eating hormone too. Even though I like to go to a relatively cheap supermarket called Lopia here in Fukuoka, meat isn't really cheap here in Japan, in my opinion. Even here in Fukuoka. I couldn't imagine what it might be like in Osaka or Tokyo. But like I said, on the average shop that I do, about every month my bill comes to maybe 40,000 yen. That just includes my grocery shopping and the things that I cook from home. It doesn't include going out and entertainment and restaurants and things like that. But when I do go out, I have to get around. Especially because I work full-time, I need to get to and from the office, and usually that's 2 ways. I live far enough that it's not very convenient to walk, so I take public transportation, whether bus or subway. Thankfully, my work covers that cost. But if they didn't, it'd be about 10,000 yen per month. On the other side of that, I like to get some exercise, and they have public rental bikes here in Fukuoka called chari, which depending on the ride and the type of bike that you select, the fee is charged per minute that you ride. And my average bill for that is anywhere from about 6,000 yen to 10,000 yen. I did have my own bike, but unfortunately it broke, and I haven't replaced it yet. I'm working on that. Next is lifestyle context. Like I said before, going out, entertainment, meeting friends, dating my girlfriend. Other things like going out for dinner, going to the movies, shopping, other necessities. That budget really fluctuates quite a lot. And to be honest, I don't actually budget for it. I just kind of spend, and if it's getting too much, I'll back off, and if it's not enough, I'll have that money for next time. So I don't really have a number for that, but let's just say it's 20,000 yen. So there's a brief breakdown of my fixed costs. I hope that gives you a better idea. So as I am living here, I do have a visa, I do have a full-time job. How do I pay for them? What methods of payment do I actually use? Well, I do have a Japanese bank account. So let's go through how I acquired my bank account. Initially, when I came to Japan, I was a student. I had a student visa, and I was studying Japanese at a local school here for a year. Thankfully, the school helps you to set up the account with appropriate paperwork that you can use to take to the bank and apply yourself. But there's a little more to it than that. So let's go through that. The school, and I personally, recommend JP Bank or Japan Post Bank. Reason being that it's one of the more foreigner-friendly banks, and it's just a really simple process to set up. Not that it's extremely less difficult than any other bank, it's just simpler. And given that there are so many locations in the area, there's so many locations in Fukuoka, it makes it super convenient. It's quite convenient if you ever need an ATM or a bank itself. So to have my work wage paid to me, it is automatically deposited from my company into my bank account. And my utilities and bills and rent come out of that same bank account and pay the individual providers. But as I said, there are a few things that you need in order to open the bank account. First, your residence card. So when I came to Japan, on the student visa, I also had a residence card. Not only does this card mean that you can legally stay in Japan and have a registered address, but it also means that you can open a bank account. Then you'll need your passport. This obviously tells the bank that you are who you are. An ink and stamp. This one. Like this. It's got my name written on it. I don't know if you can really see that. What am I, influencer here? I don't know. D-A-N-I-E-L, Daniel. If your name is available in kanji, you can do that as well. As long as it's your name on the stamp, it acts as your official signature in Japan. I also needed my My Number card. Well, I'll need my number, you'll need your my number. But not my number, my number is my number card. Your number will be your my number card, okay? If everything's all aces, the bank will give you a passbook and a cash card. The passbook is for tracking all of your transactions. Might be old school, not sure if your country still uses these. And a cash card. Keep in mind that this is not a debit card and it's not a Visa card, it's just a cash card. So a lot of payment places won't accept them as payment methods. However, it does allow you to set up automatic withdrawals for things like your utilities and even other things like gym memberships. It all depends on the business. So budgeting in Fukuoka is all about setting up the systems to allow you to enjoy the city and have a more convenient life here. I followed my school's advice and got a JP bank account, and it's allowed me to seamlessly conduct all the transactions necessary. If you're moving to Fukuoka, get your budget sorted out and get your banking in place. So that's that in this series so far. We found an apartment, we furnished it, we're paying for it. Let me know what topic of video you want me to make next. If you have questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Arigatou gozaimasu.